Welcome to Daily Bread. Today reading the 265th day of reading prayer. Today reading Ruth chapter 2, March 16. Ruth greens in Boaz's field. Now Naamah had a relative on her husband's side, a man of standing from the clan of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. And the mother of Moabite said to Naamah, "Let me go to the fields and pick up the leftover grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor." Naomi said to her, "Go ahead, my daughter." So she went out, entered the field, and began to glean behind the harvesters. Uh-oh. As it turns out, she was looking at the field belonging to Boaz, as she was looking for Elimelech. Then, okay. The Boaz arrived from back and greeted the harvester. "May the Lord be with you." "The Lord bless you," they answered. Boaz, overseer of the harvest, said, "Who does that young woman belong
You
to?"
have time to be a baby.
"She is a Moabite who came back from Moab with Naomi." He said, "Let me glean and gather among sheaves behind the harvesters." She came to the field, which had remained until morning until now, except for a short rest in the shelter. So Boaz said to Ruth, "My daughter, listen to me. Do not go and glean another field. Do not go. Stay away from me. Go away from me. Stay with the woman who worked for me. Watch the fields where the men are harvesting, and follow along the woman. I have told the men not to lay their hand on you, and whenever you are thirsty, go and get a drink from the water jar the men have filled." After she bowed down her face on the ground, she asked him, "Why have you found such favor in the eyes when you noticed me of foreigners?" Boaz replied, "I have been all told that about what you have done for your mother-in-law since your death by your husband. Now how you left your father and mother and your homeland to come live with people you did not know. Therefore, may the Lord pay for what you have done. You may richly be rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wing you taking some refuge. May I continue to find favor in your eyes, my Lord," she said. "You put it in me so speaking kindly to your servant, although I am not understanding of warning your servant." At mealtime, Boaz said to her, "Come over here, have some bread and dip it in the wine vinegar." When she sat down with the harvester, she offered him some roasted grain. She ate all she wanted and had some left over. After she got the grain, Boaz gave orders to his men, "Let her gather among the sheaves and do not let her hammer. Even pull some stalks from the bundles and leave them for her to pick up. Don't rebuke her." So Ruth gleaned in the morning until evening. Then she just sold the barley she had gathered and mounted the Afha. She carried it back to town and brought out and gave it to what she had left after she had eaten enough. Her mother-in-law, "What did you glean today? What did you work?" "Rest to the man who took notice of you." Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the man who praise she be looking at. "The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz," she said. "The Lord bless him," Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. He has not stopped showing his kindness to living and the dead." She added, "That man is our close relative. He is one of our guardian redeemers." Then Boaz, the Moabite, no, Ruth the Moabite said, he even said to me, "Stay with my work until they finish harvesting all my grain." I even said to her daughter-in-law, "It'll be all good for you, my daughter. Go with the woman who worked for him, because in someone else's field you may be harmed." So Ruth stayed close to the woman of Boaz and gleaned until barley and re-harvest were finished. She lived with her mother-in-law. Now we will be reading the meaning. When the wheat and barley were ready to harvesters were hired to cut down the stalks and tie them to bundles. God's law necessary that the corners of the field should not be harvested. In addition to any grain that was dropped was to be left for widows or orphans, foreigners, and the poor who would gather, glean it, and use it for food. The purpose of this law is to feed the poor and prevent the landowners from hoarding. This law taught people of Israel how to care for the minorities in the Mid-East, as God had cared all for them when they were slaves in Egypt. Because Ruth was a widow and a foreigner with no means of providing for herself, she went to the fields to glean the grain. Ruth made her home a fortunate. Instead of depending on Naomi or waiting for good fortune to happen, she took initiative. She went to work. She was not afraid of meeting she needed or working hard to get it. When Ruth went out to the fields, God provided for her. If you are waiting for God to provide, consider this. He may be waiting for you to humbly take the first step. Trusting Him to read from there. How can you take action in circumstances with a faith-filled heart and trusting heart? Ruth tasked to mental tiring and perhaps degrading was faithfully done. What was the attitude when you tasks you have been given below in your station? Tasks at hand may be all you do, or maybe the work God wants you to do. And as in Ruth's case, it may be a test of your character to open new doors of opportunity. Ruth took initiative to providing for herself and Naomi. Even though the situation made it dangerous, there are times when a tough work with little rest is our only option. Boaz noticed Ruth's integrity. In fact, he was so impressed with Ruth that he had her follow directly on his harvesters to pick up the choicest grain they dropped. Ruth probably chose a field to gather grain randomly, but God knew exactly what field would lead her to cross paths with Boaz. And Ruth had done her part as well. She had considered herself too proud of mares to work in the fields, extending charity to someone else. She had missed the opportunity to meeting Boaz, who would change her life and give her the honor of becoming the ancestor of the king and the Messiah. Ruth's life exhibited admirable qualities. She was hard-working, loving, kind, and faithful, and brave. These qualities made her a good reputation because she displayed them constantly in all areas of her life. Her past actions were a report card which others judged her. Whenever Ruth went and whatever she did, her character remained the same. Ruth's reputation was one of the most valuable assets. A reputation is formed by our actions, and particularly how we treat other people. Those who watch you at work, in public, at home, and at church will notice the nature of your true character. Good character comes from constantly living out the truth God reveals in His Word. No matter who we are with or where we are, as the character goes, so goes the repetition of being a trust of truth and of commitment to honor God in all you do. The people in the book are correct examples of the godly in action. Boaz went far beyond the intent of the green the law, demonstrating his kindness and generosity. He not only met Ruth green in his field, but also told his workers to provide some of the grain fall in her path. Out of his abundance, he provided Ruth and Naomi's needs. How often do you accept the patterns of providing those in need? We should all follow Boaz's example and do more than minimum for others. Naomi felt bitter in her predicament, but her faith in God was still alive, and she praised God for Boaz's kindness to Ruth. In her sorrow, she still trusted God and acknowledged His goodness. We may feel bitter about a situation, but we never must despair. Choose to be hopeful. Each day is a new opportunity to experience God's gracious provision. For more on the Guardian Redeemer, see the notes on 219. Though Ruth may have not been recognized by God's guidance, He happened to be with every step of the way. She went to green and just happened to end up in the field owned by Boaz, who just happened to be a close relative. It was more than a mere coincidence. As you about your daily tasks, God is looking in your eyes, as you may not even notice. We may not even cause authority to hold what God is presently doing in our lives, and we may notice it. Events do not occur by luck or coincidence. We should have faith that God is directly our lives for His purpose. And that's the meaning. I hope you're today. Goodbye.